Quoting from Business Insider, this is an article by Brian Metzger. Doge committee goes off the rails after Democrats suggest Marjorie Taylor Greene engaged in insider trading. And here come the bullet points. First bullet point. In a hearing on Wednesday, Democrats suggested Marjorie Taylor Greene had engaged in insider trading. Second bullet point. It caused the hearing to be suspended for 20 minutes. Third bullet point. Green trades during the April tariff dip have drawn scrutiny from Democrats. Democrats suggested at a hearing on Wednesday that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene had engaged in insider trading, derailing the proceeding for roughly 20 minutes. The Doge subcommittee, which is chaired by the Georgia Republican, was holding a hearing on, you guessed it, transgender athletes competing in fencing and other sports. As Democrats on the panel criticized Greene, two of them, Representatives Greg Cesar and Jasmine Crockett, both of Texas, brought up recent stock trading made by the Congresswoman. We're here because Chairman Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that if she picks on vulnerable people like trans folks, she can avoid having a discussion about the allegations of insider trading against her, Cesar said. Greene purchased tens of thousands of dollars in stock in an array of companies between April the 2nd and 9th, when President Donald Trump's tariff announcement and subsequent pause led to large shifts in the stock market. The Congresswoman has maintained that the trades were made by an independent financial advisor. That's something that my portfolio manager does for me, and he did a great job, the Congresswoman told the Georgia Recorder last month. Georgia Recorder. Guess what he did? He bought the dip. And that's what Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. Democrats have argued that Greene and other Republicans close to Trump may have known about the president's tariff moves ahead of time. And that could be because he cannot keep his mouth shut for anything, allowing them, the Republicans, to profit from non-public information. When Crockett brought up Greene's trades, she displayed a poster featuring the Congresswoman's face. Let's look at fraud, Crockett said. We could investigate whether the White House and members of this subcommittee engaged in insider trading and market manipulation. Maybe it's a coincidence that the chairwoman brought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock the day before Trump's announced a 90-day pause on tariffs, but I guess we'll never know. Is this a great country or what? Republican Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina then asked to take Crockett's words down, saying the Texas woman was alleging a criminal act. That led to the committee suspending its business to review Crockett's remarks. Eventually, Greene called the meeting back to order. The Georgia Republican asked Mace to withdraw her motion, saying that the Texas Democrats' remarks were borderline and that it was important to move on in the interest of making sure that we stay on track instead of getting sidetracked by Democrats' nonstop fake accusations. Okay, I want to read to you something from Yahoo News. Yahoo News, and this was a Snopes fact check. Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene bought Planeteer, that's Palantir, shares days before capital ICE granted tech giant a $30 million contract. Claim: U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, bought shares of Planeteer Technologies days before the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that's ICE, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced a $30 million contract with the company being Palantir, Palantir. Though Greene made public those trades, she said she signed a fiduciary agreement to give her financial advisor control of her portfolio. She also said she only learned that she had acquired the shares when the trades were reported in the press. Dun, dun, dun. At the end of April 2025, claims spread that U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican from Georgia, acquired shares of Planeteer Technologies, a company that sells data analytics platforms for intelligence gathering and surveillance, days before Immigration and Customs Enforcement announced it awarded a $30 million contract to the company, which led internet users to speculate about insider trading. One ex-user posted the claim on May 3, 2025, noting that Greene sits on the House Committee on Homeland Security, which oversees the agency of which ICE is a part. And Unusual Whales had this to say, posting this on X. Unusual Whales said this: "This is unusual trading by a politician. Marjorie Taylor Greene bought Planeteer on April the 8th. On April 17th, Planeteer was awarded a government contract with ICE to develop immigration something or other. She sits on the Committee of Homeland Security. Planeteer is up nearly 50% now, and she's grinning like a jackass, by the way." Another user shared the same claim, adding that Planeteer's stock had soared since she made the trade in a post reading. "This is pretty wild. Marjorie Taylor Greene bought stock in Planeteer on April 8th. On April 17th, a $30 million deal between Planeteer and ICE was announced. Greene sits on the House Committee on Homeland Security. The stock has now risen 48% in the 3 weeks since her purchase." And Quiver Quantitative also had this to say: "This is pretty wild. Marjorie Taylor Greene bought stock in Planeteer on April the 8th. On April 17th, a $30 million deal between Planeteer and ICE was announced. Greene sits on the House Committee on Homeland Security. The stock has now risen 48% in the 3 weeks since her purchase." Indeed, a review of Greene's financial disclosures revealed that Planeteer stock was purchased in her name in early April, days before ICE announced it had contracted Planeteer for its activities. Further, Planeteer's stock increased 60% from the day she acquired the shares to May the 2nd of this year. For this reason, we have deemed the claim true. However, Greene said in an email statement that someone else managed her portfolio on her behalf, and she learned about these trades in the media. Dun, dun, dun. According to Capital Trades, a database that compiles all of the trades elected officials make, Greene acquired Planeteer shares on April the 7th and April the 8th of this year. The disclosure reveals that she acquired between $1,000 and $15,000 worth of the shares for $77.32 a share on April 7th and $92.01 a share on April 8th. The stock price had opened trading at more than $123 a share on May the 5th, 2025. This represented a 60% increase from the first trade and a 34% increase from the second trade. In addition, a search of the Federal Procurement Data System revealed that on April the 11th, 2025, ICE contracted Planeteer for a surveillance system designed to prioritize people for deportation based on criminal activity and visa overstay, track self-deportations, and identify immigrants for deportation. ICE awarded Planeteer ICE awarded Planeteer $29,898,236 for this system. The deal was made public on April 17, 2025. ICE has contracted Planeteer since 2022. I'm done.